Good day. Today we are going to do the partnership. So we are going to do the current account and the appropriation account. So this is the paper, March 2023, grade 11. So they are saying the following information appeared in the books of MacGyver stores with partners Seaman and Dracos. This is on 3rd June 2023. So this means that this year starts on 1 July 2022. So it ends on 3rd June 2023. Okay. Then they're saying required. Complete the following ledger accounts in the general ledger. The first one was supposed to do the current account and the appropriation account. Right? So we are given the answer sheet. It's here. So let's go to the information. Balances on 3rd June 2023 unless otherwise stated. So they're saying that all these balances they are for 3rd June unless otherwise stated. So you can see that here for the current account of Dracos and the current account of Seaman, they told us that these are the balances at the beginning of the year on 1 July. So the one for Seaman is debited with 32,100. Let's go and write it. So this is the first. This is 32,100. It's an opening balance brought down. So it's the 1st of July 2023. 2022. Right? Now let's go to the information. The profits and loss account reflected the net profit of 420,500. Now, where do we record the net profit? We record the net profit on the appropriation account. So, on the credit side, we use the appropriation account in order to share the remaining profit among the partners. Okay? So this is 3rd June 2023. Right? So it's a profit and loss. So it is 420,500. Right? Transaction C. The transactions relating to partners reflected the following in the partners account only. The first one, partnership agreement provided for the following salary allowances. So we have the one for Dracos and the one for the Seaman. So the salaries of the partners, we have to record them under the appropriation account. Okay? We have to record them under the appropriation account. And also, we must record them under the current account. Okay? Under appropriation and also under the current account of the partners. So let me do it. So we are doing the one for Seaman in the current account, but then in the appropriation, we must record both of them. So let's go. This is 3rd June 2023. Salary, Dracos. Then we have salary, Seaman. Right? So we want the salary of the whole year. So the salary of the whole year for Seaman is given 125,000 per annum. That is the same thing as per year. So 125,000. And then for Dracos, they gave us 6.5. Remember, we're doing for the whole year. So we want the one of the whole year. 6.5 multiplied by 12. That is 78,000. Right? Then also, we must go and record the salary of seamen. Now, in the appropriation account, where do we record the expenses of the partners? Where do we record them? So we record them on the credit side. So the expense of seamen is a salary for seamen. It is 125,000. Right? And then let's continue. Then they are saying interest on capital is calculated at 12% on the capital balances. So I want us to do this using a timeline. So let me use this for a timeline. Okay, here it is. Okay, so let me draw a timeline. The year starts on 1 July 2022. It ends on 3rd June 2023. Right? So July, it's August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Now let's go and look what they said. They said interest on capital is calculated at 12% on the capital balances. So we're using 12%. Then they're saying on the 1st of December 2022, Rico's increased her capital by 100,000 and Simon decreased his capital by 30,000. These changes were recorded. Let's start with Rico's. So they're saying Rico's increased her capital by 100,000 and they're saying that these changes have been recorded. So this means that this 100,000, the one that was increased on 1 December 2022, it's already recorded in this capital of 250 because they said these changes have been recorded. Now, we want to know that at the beginning of the year, on 1 July 2022, before the capital increased by 100,000 on 1 December, this 1 December, right? We want to know that how much was the capital of Tricus before it increased by 100,000. So we must subtract the 100,000 from 250 so that we can know that how much was the capital at the beginning of the year before it increased. So at the beginning of the year, the capital, it was 150,000. Now, this 150,000, it was here at the beginning of the year. So this means that it stayed from 1 July to 30 June. That is 12 months. So we're going to say multiply by 12% of the interest, multiply by 12 over 12 because it stayed the whole 12 months. So 150,000 multiplied by 12% times 12 over 12, that is 18,000. Right? Then the one that was increased on the 1st of December, it stayed from December, is December 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So times 7 over 12 times 7 divided by 12, that is 7,000. So now we know the interest on capital for Tricus, right? So interest, we go and record it. Interest on capital. So we have the 18,000 plus 7,000 plus. Then now the one for Seaman. They are saying that for Seaman, decrease his capital by 10,000. Remember, this all happened on December. So in December, right? In December, Simon decreased his capital by 30,000, right? They're saying these changes have been recorded. Now we want to know that how much was the capital of Simon before it was decreased by 80,000, because they're saying that these changes have been recorded. So we want to know that at the beginning of the year, before it was decreased on 1 December, how much was it? So we're going to say 150,000. Then we're going to add back the 30,000 that was subtracted since it was decreased. So this means that the capital at the beginning of the year, it was 180,000. But from 1 December, it was now 150,000 after it was decreased by 30. So we're going to say 180,000 multiplied by 12% multiplied by. So the 180,000 stayed for how many months? July, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It stayed for 5 months because from 1 December, it was now 150,000. So we're going to say multiply by 5 over 12. So 180,000 times 12% times 5 over 12, that is 9,000. Then the 150,000, it stayed from December to June. That is how many months? 7 months. So multiply by 7 over 12. 150,000 times 12% times 7 to 12. That is 10,500. Right? So we have 9,000 and 10,500. That's 10,500. So that these two, they are for the interest on capital for Semen. And remember, we're doing the current account of Semen. So where do we record the interest on capital for Semen? Where do we record the interest on capital in the current account? We record it on the credit side. So it's 10,000 plus how much? Plus 9,000. So that is 19,000. That is 19,500. Right? Let's continue. Now the next one. Simon is entitled to a bonus of 25,000. So we have a bonus. So we must go and record it. We must record the bonus on the credit side of the current account. 25,500. Right? 600, 25,600. And then we also go and record it on the debit side of the appropriation. It's the bonus. GG. 25,600. So let's add this together. This interest. So it's 44,500. Let's continue. And then they're saying, Simon took goods from stock for his personal use. The selling price of these goods was 14,520, and the cost of sales, it is 6,500. So when the partner is taking the goods for personal use, they take those goods at the cost price, not at the selling price, because they are not selling those goods. So they take them at the cost price. So because they are taking them for personal use, it means that the drawings of the business, they are increasing. And the drawings, where do we record them? We record them on the debit side of the current account. So the drawings for Simon, let's go and record them. Drawings for Simon. Simon. So it is 14,400 plus the new drawings, which is 6,500. So 14,400 plus 6.5, that is 20,900, right? So the next one, the remaining profits or loss is shared in the ratio of partners' capital balances at the end of the financial year. So they're saying that when we're sharing the profit between the partners, we're going to use the ratio of the partners' capital at the end of the financial year. So let's go and do it. So the partners' capital at the end of the year, here it is. So the one for Dracos is 250. And then the one for Seaman is 150,000. Right? So now we can use this ratio to find interest on, to find to share the remaining profit between the partners. To share the remaining profit between the partners. So let's go and do it. So you can see that here the bigger side is the credit side. So we have to equate both sides with the bigger side. So 420,500. And then now we have to find the difference. So 420,500 minus 78,000 minus 125,000 minus 44,500 minus 25,600. So the remaining profit right now is 147,400. Right? So remember the ratio is 250 is to 150. Right? So the ratio of the partner is 250,000 is to 150. Now, so after finding the remaining profit, after sharing the remaining profit, which is this one, we have to transfer those remaining profits to the current account of every partner. So we have Dracos and then the current account of Seaman. Right? So we are going to say 147,400 multiplied by. So this 147,000 is for all the partners, meaning that it's going to be this and this. So 250 plus 150 there is 400,000. Remember that below we put what we have, then above we put what we want. So the 250 is for Dracos, right? The 250 is for Dracos. So let's find the remaining profit for Dracos. So 147,400 multiplied by 250 divided by 400,000 is equal to 92,125. Then for Seaman, it's going to be 150. It's going to be 147,400 divided by 150 over 400. That is equal to 55,275. So the one for Seaman, it is going to go to the current account of Seaman. As we know that if something is debited, it must also be credited somewhere else. So we're going to go and record it on the credit side of the current account of Seaman, coming from the appropriation account for Seaman. So that is 55,275, right? Then from here now we check that which side is big. So we can see that the bigger side is the credit side. So how much is it? So let's calculate. So it is 225,375. So we have to equate both sides with the bigger side. So 375. Now we have to find a difference. So take this one, subtract it with those two amounts. So minus 32,100 minus 2,900. So that is going to be 172,375. So this is the balance carried down. So this is a closing balance on 3rd June 2023. So we must be transferred to the opposite side at the beginning of the following month, which is 1 July 2023, as the balance brought down of 172,375. So that is it. So